Not all stat cards are created equal. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at some examples here. Recently I got a test drive from Gaijin for the Chinese Z-10 helicopter, and according to the stat card, its AKD-10 missile has a max range of 10 kilometers. Naturally, I went and tried it at extreme ranges, and obviously it didn't go well, because by the time the missile launched from this far reaches the battlefield, most players would have died from old age. That got me thinking, are there other helicopters that can do this better? I did some testing, and here are some interesting things I found. Across all ranges, the Vickr is the fastest missile. I think this surprises no one, given that it flies straight towards its target and is rated at an astonishing 600 meters per second. However, now the interesting stuff starts. If you launch the AKD-10, which is the missile that the Chinese Z-10 helicopter uses, at 4 kilometers, it takes about 18 seconds to reach its target. The Hellfire only needs about 14 seconds, and the ZT-6 from the British/South African Royvalk only needs a little over 12 seconds. This somewhat matches what you could expect when looking at their respective stat cards, where the AKD-10 only goes 345 meters per second, the Hellfire comes in with a respectable 475 meters per second, and the ZT-6 with a very fast 530 meters per second. By the way, for shits and giggles, I also tested the Vickr and the Pars missile, which hit the target after 9 seconds and 16 seconds respectively. The story becomes interesting when we go further away from the target. At 6.5 kilometers, the AKD-10 took about 26 seconds to reach its target, while the Hellfire took a little over 25 seconds. As you can see now, despite its vastly higher speed, the gap between these two shrinks to about 1 second. The ZT-6 is still the fastest of these, with about 23 seconds until the hit was achieved. But the gap to the AKD-10 has become considerably smaller. For the same distance, the Vickr and the Pars needed about 15 and 30 seconds respectively. Now, let's take it up a notch. Let's go to 9 kilometers distance. The Hellfire can't reach 9 kilometers, but considering the trend towards the AKD-10, it's fair to assume that at the Hellfire's max range of 8 kilometers, the AKD-10 would be a tiny bit faster. So, at 9 kilometers we have 3 missiles left: the AKD-10, the ZT-6, and of course, the Vickr. The AKD-10 needs about 35 seconds to achieve a kill. The seemingly much faster ZT-6 needed 36 seconds to reach its target. Now we have reversed it. By the way, the Vickr only needed about 25.5 seconds to reach its target, so it would still outspeed the Pars if the latter was launched at 6.5 kilometers. Obviously, the Pars cannot reach 9 kilometers. Why do we get such results, you might ask? Well, the answer is motor burn time. Not every missile's motor burns for the same amount of time. The one found on the AKD-10 has much less thrust than a lot of the other missile motors, but it burns for much longer. Meanwhile, the ZT-6 has lots of thrust that it puts out for only a small burst after its initial high thrust and high speed phase. It glides the rest of the way. This can make the AKD-10 reach its target faster in certain scenarios, especially at high range and when the target moves. The Vickr is just built different for some reason. Peace, guys.